What's up, y'all? This is Thirsty Thursday as usual. My name is Carmelo. This right here is Anthony, and this is Casey. As you can see, we're in a different setting. We have a few special guests here today. We brought to you the Jackie Boys cast. Right here to my left, this is Ed. Over here with the hat and the earbuds, this is Scottie.
Back.
Over here in the middle, we got Pierre, and they brought the cameraman Mike as well. Guys, I want to thank you guys for showing up. I really appreciate this.
Appreciate you having us.
It's chopping the fatal. Still taking through Paco and fatal. Thank you.
Today we bring you an album review of Eminem's latest LP, Revival. It's a 19-track album, and now we're in 18 minutes long. This is the longest hour and 18 minutes of my life. This is by far Eminem's worst album to date. Period. I'm so disappointed in this. It was such a hard listen. It's not, the production was terrible. For the big names that was on it, Rick Rubin, Dr. Dre was on it as well. The production was half-assed. The features on this is Eminem. This is a rap god, and he put one rapper as a feature. If you guys don't know, if I'm not mistaken, this is an album based off a 3-part album. I think the first one was Relapse. The second one was Recovery, and then this one right here is Revival. All three of those albums I wasn't a fan of personally as well.
Now, does that take, you're not much of an Eminem fan?
Back, give that disclaimer out.
I respect the skill. I respect the legacy. I respect the artistry. Very talented lyricist. Knows how to flow very well. I'm not a huge fan of his albums. I don't really connect with him personally, like maybe other people may. Never have been. I don't think I ever will after this album. So no, I'm not a fan at all. But again, I do respect what he does, and I will always respect him as one of the greatest to ever do it.
So how many fans do we have? Let's get that.
Eminem fans?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's hold this down.
So it's even. It's 3 and 3.
It's even. Let's get
Okay.
this shot.
All right. Cool. So I want to hear for what you guys have to say as fans.
First of all, to say this is his worst album is outrageous to me. And I'm gonna be respectful as much as I possibly can because of your show, but
Nah, just be real.
yeah, you know me, I gotta be real. Nah, it's not his worst album. There's no way. The Eminem show probably is my least favorite. I think this album's a good album. I think this album's important. I think we're just programmed and conditioned to not want to hear long albums anymore. That's all it is. Everything is 16 seconds. If you can't give it to me in 16 seconds, nobody likes it. I think that's where we're at in the world. But as far as this album goes, I think this is a good album. I think this is an important album. I think last year was a year of important albums culturally, and this is why. When you have a white man who took over our game and is using his platform to like stand up for us, that's important. You can't never look over that, especially where we're at in the world today. And for him to do what he did, lyrically he's great, the production is great. I think Rick Rubin was stupid on it. I'm not gonna call it a classic. There's a few tracks I can skip, but
There's definitely a few tracks.
I think it's a good album. I appreciate it.
So with the trilogy, that being, you think it's a good conclusion to that trilogy? This whole drug trilogy he has? Is this everything?
Yeah, the thing is with that is like Eminem, it's too far disconnected, right? So like the same thing that happened with like Marshall Mathers LP2.
Right.
It's a good project, but it was so dated and it's so far from the first one, you're removed from it. It takes a little while to like connect them. So it's like you would have to really sit down with all three of them and go over that, but we can't do that. Eminem albums are always an hour plus.
And there's some singles I like by Eminem. And this, I actually like the single off this album. That was probably my favorite track.
Which one? Water?
The one that had the video to it. River, is it?
River or the Beyonce joint, which is
the video, the River joint.
With Ed Sheeran.
With Ed Sheeran. That joint is fire. That joint is fire, but also kind of like Ed Sheeran.
That's like his least
It sounds like classic M.
Ed Sheeran's a beast.
Ed Sheeran's talented. Ed Sheeran is talented. He can make anybody look good.
And we're loving the Ed Sheeran sound at the moment. So I was like, and then it sounded like just the format of how the song came in with the soft intro and R&B, and it comes into. I was like, that sounds like classic M.
So did you like that one because of Ed Sheeran or your R&B?
I liked it because the structure of the song was classic Eminem. So if any Eminem song I like, it sounds like any Eminem song. It sounds like the song Idol, like back in the day. It's like it sounds like Eminem. So I'm like, oh, those are the type of Eminem songs I like. And then of course Ed Sheeran. I'm on the Ed Sheeran wave. It's like putting Quavo on anything. You're gonna end up like or putting Cardi B on something right now. We're just in that wave of that. But as an overall, my irritations with Eminem came up on it at like. I always felt like Eminem, not even trying to be prejudiced, like I always felt he was just a wave runner. Like he just jumps on whatever's hot, and this is what I'm about to rap about. And you're gonna like it because I just have that respect of being a lyricist. So I feel like him looking out for like being conscious for people and stuff. I think it's just riding the wave because everybody raps about it.
I think we all can at least agree there are different sides to Eminem though. Like usually when I listen to Eminem, I prefer that gritty Eminem, that Eminem that doesn't really give a fuck what he's going to say. He's going to say it to you. He's going to say some wild shit to you, talking about like killing his wife or putting somebody in the trunk of his car or something like that. That's the Eminem I like.
See, I was happy he grew.
Yes, I was good. Yes.
Did you really listen to it?
If you listen to it lyrically, there are some tracks that do come off with that vibe. But overall, the entire project, I'm not getting that. As an entire project as a whole, it sounds very mainstream. It sounds radio friendly. It sounds like most of these tracks you can put on the radio and it's going to be okay. Remember when Eminem first came out, they were hitting him heavy with playing him on the radio because of the things he was saying and the people he was offending.
But he's also a pioneer. If he did come out with stuff like that now, it probably wouldn't be shunned upon at all. Because like he's actually a pioneer of breaking that wall of like censorship. You know what I'm saying? So like with growth, I like that he has grown as a man. And even the concept, like he's taking the angle, I did appreciate like his references to God in this. And you see like through recovery, most people have to get a spiritual part to him. And I was shocked to see like how spiritual he was in this album. I was like, wow, that's a little different. I really don't like the rhymes, but I was like, he put out, of course he had a commercial. His sound is just commercial. Even when he was saying that wild stuff, I always felt he was commercial. But he's still taking the angle that like he can get attacked on. Like God's not popular to talk about right now. And that's risky to play with, especially career-wise.
With streaming services, is there a such thing as radio friendly anymore?
No.
Yes.
I don't think TV is radio friendly.
It's like there's certain things that you can say and there's certain things that you can't say. It's blurred a lot, but if you listen to the radio, they cut certain stuff. Like there's certain stuff that you can say and there's certain stuff that you can't mention.
Yeah, but I'm saying as far as like there's no such thing as making a radio friendly song anymore.
No.
There used to be no.
So with Eminem, I don't think Eminem, that will go against what you're saying, Mello, is then Eminem didn't make a radio-friendly album. He just made an album. And that aggression is toward our president. That aggression of killing people and all that stuff is done very classy with our president in a mature manner on this album. And I think that's like important for us to have those conversations. Because we heard you tying somebody up and doing all that stuff, but now you're like verbally addressing something we all may have an opinion on. I don't want to say good or bad, but like you're doing that in a platform, your platform on the biggest one on your album, and discussing it several different times. So you know I'm not trying to like skip the point.
And one thing with Eminem's albums, out of any artist, I'll say he depicts his life more personally than most artists ever have. If you take the times he did speak crazy and he spoke about killing stuff, he related to these 3 albums, you say, hold on. If he doesn't talk like that on these 3 albums, which the last 2 albums he really didn't speak like that, maybe he was on drugs during the times he was writing the Marshall Mathers LP. Like, you see the growth in him as a person, so I'm like, that's pretty appreciative. Like, you see, like, oh, all right, he doesn't talk about those things because now he's a man. Like, he's grown away from that. His hair's not even the same color no more. Because he used to blonde his hair, now his hair is brown, you know what I'm saying? Now you see that he looks a lot more healthier. Like, he seems like he's private, but you do see his, and I always felt like his persona outweighs the actual, like, he's very talented, but I never really felt like he was that good. I was like, he's talented, and compared to a lot of people, he's very talented, but I felt like his persona sells very, very, very well. Similar to Jay-Z. Jay-Z's persona and attachment to Jay-Z is what people love. Like, I've honestly thought, like, that Jay verse sucks. That M verse is trash. Like, M just said, just like a pickle, this is hard to deal with. I was like, there's no way anybody thinks that's a good bar. He just said that.
I feel like the intro track, Walking on Water, was a shot to everyone who's a hater. Like, everyone's a hater. Because then when it transitions, like, I made Stan. And you got to sit back and be like, yeah, he really did. Like, he really did. Let's not forget where he was at. Like, and it wasn't a whole track of like accolades that Nicki Minaj did this year. It was just, I'm not perfect. There's only one man who is, that's the first reference of God in that. And Beyonce kills that. Auntie Beyonce kills that. But then it's just like, holy smokes, he's talking in the most vulnerable state. Like, I'm trying to do this, and every time I do something, like there's something wrong. And I think for a man to be vulnerable is so important because that you're getting rid of ego. And I think that's important for us as a culture.
I've been a fan. My first album I ever bought was Encore, but
Encore?
Yeah.
Damn, you make me sound old, man. First of all, look at my face. I'm pretty. I ain't that old.
That was an album I like.
I sound like Encore.
I couldn't vibe with it. There's just like, sometimes it sounded like he was off beat. There's some tracks that I just couldn't vibe with the production. Lyrically, he's not the same anymore. Like before, his lyrics were fire. Now it's just like he said about the pickle one. I was like, what? When I heard that, I was like, what are you talking about? I forgot the whole bar, but he said something about snowman.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, what are you talking about? Snowman. Just couldn't vibe with the album. I wanted to. I had high hopes for this. I saw when I saw the features too before it actually released. I saw there was a lot of pop features, but I was hoping he would draw the pop artists into their world. But it felt like he was trying to be mainstream in this.
Do you think any of these tracks were as impactful as that freestyle he spent at the BET?
I think the Donald Trump track is.
Oh, there's a million Donald Trump tracks.
No, the one with the American music in the background, the soft one. That is.
Yeah.
7 or 8.
Yeah, when Untouchable, I don't think it should be a single. I think it should be a B-side song. Untouchable is an incredible song, super important.
Yes,
when he sang Black Boy, that's very, very important. I think the freestyle BT is throwing it off the backboard to himself, and I think the Untouchable, he dunks it. I think he's forcing us to have an uncomfortable conversation.
Yes.
But because the BET thing was important because he put the line in the sand. He said, I'm no longer doing this for fans. If you side with him, don't listen to me no more.
Yes.
That's why that's super important. Because there's not a monumental gain behind it. It's like, yo, I really want to help. But yeah, I think there's a part like the Like Home with Alicia Keys. Because Eminem famously has made fun of gays and transgenders and all this stuff. And now he's like taking a stance back and saying, wow, this isn't something we should do because it's separating us. Right? Because when he was doing it, he was playing around but now he's like, you can't separate us. We're trying to. So I think there's tracks on there that's important as the BT side.
The elephant in the room with this album, yes, we can all agree it's lyrical. Yes, we can all agree he's saying some very good topics. It's very political, but the choice in these beats is trash. Please tell me this beat is fire. Look me in my eyes and tell me this beat is fire.
This is Rick Rubin.
Yeah, that's a Joan Jett sample. I don't even like the original song.
That sample is so lazy.
It is very lazy.
It's so lazy.
There's another one.
So you're saying is the production quality low or just the actual beat
For the
itself
names
sucks?
for just the actual production quality itself, just forget the names. Forget the names. It's not. I'm not having it. I'm not appealed to it at all. And in my opinion, this is the worst set of beats Eminem has chosen for an album.
He usually likes going over some whack beats on top of it.
He usually does.
They go over some beats. It makes
no.
You got some doodle beats. But then I like hearing good lyricists over whack beats because they say the song. And I like hearing good lyricists over whack beats because someone else can't. I hate when a beat is so good and everybody freestyles on it like Quiet Storm and it sounds like everybody went off. Like every single person that goes on Quiet Storm, you're like, yo.
Don't you got a freestyle?
He black? Yeah, I kind of blacked out on that. I ain't want to though. I kind of went in. But and that's what I'm saying. I like when they go over whack beats. Like Nas is historic for picking the worst beats. And I feel like
he's not.
My name is
He's not.
That beat is fire.
That beat is fire.
I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest fan of that song to answer your question.
It's a lot of these tracks. It's a lot.
I can't say it's a lot.
But it's also he spits his flow. Oh, him and Jay, they do got that power that they spit how they want to spit, and it seems like it's offbeat, but it's not offbeat because
I'm not saying it's offbeat. Right? I know he's flowing. It flows nice, but just the beat itself, it's
tragic.
I'm not a fan of that song. I don't. It's hard to go against Rick Rubin though, boy, because he got
legacy.
Legacy is unreal. Yeah, I won't say this is their best collaboration.
The Untouchable hook was kind of cringy when he's like white boy.
This part is fire. This intro is amazing.
I didn't like how it sounded off to me.
The beat I do like that, I would say was Frames. That's a fire beat.
River's fire. You don't like River though.
No, I don't like River.
I like River. River's my
I
favorite song.
That just comes in too rough.
Yeah, it just drops.
Comes in too rough.
So Septic is by far the worst chorus I've ever heard in my life.
I did not like that though.
Yes.
I ain't like the
I didn't like
chorus,
it.
but the flow is crazy.
No, I'm talking about the hook.
The
was
hook
the
was
worst hook I've ever
trash,
heard.
but the flow was crazy.
Snaps on that
He
board.
snapped.
And
I will
Zeke
admit
sounded
that.
fresher.
He snapped
I
like
don't,
no
I
other.
don't know. He
That
snaps.
track, Believe was a good track. The one right after Walk on Water, that was a good track.
Track is crazy.
That was a good track.
I think
Again,
so.
I liked Frames. That was a really good track that brought back that gritty Eminem that I was looking for.
Really?
You know, putting Ivanka Trump in the trunk. That's a fire. bar.
That's some
just,
fire.
Just me saying that
That
alone
was
was just fire.
That made up for the dill pickles.
Bringing that up.
The trunk, that's fire. That's fire.
I thought the first track, the intro, Walk on Water, featuring Beyonce, was mediocre.
Are you kidding
I'm
me?
dead
No, you just hate
serious.
him.
I'm dead serious. That track was mediocre. This is the worst featured Beyonce song I've heard.
You are. First of all,
Yeah.
we know my bias.
Like featuring Beyonce, name a song that features Beyonce that's not good.
You know my bias.
Bonnie and Clyde. What's it? Bonnie and Clyde.
Stop. Stop.
Swim with me. Before you were Burberry to swim.
I got silence.
I can't stand you.
Like,
I'm trying to answer your question, but you being petty. Nah, I don't think it's the worst. I think it's spiritually the song is so important.
How?
We've put Eminem, his last album, the main song that we all remember is Rap God.
Right.
He takes himself way out of that category and he says, I can't walk on water.
I'll give you a bar if you want.
He kills that. I think that's a shot at.
First, the bar that caught my attention was he was like, no, Beyonce says actually. She's like, I could walk on water, but when it's only ice.
That whole moment is crazy.
But why would you make a track like that when his last biggest single was Rap God? He literally proclaimed himself as a god.
Yeah.
And then he's going to tell us the very next album, do not look at me as a god.
Yes, that's
why?
maturity.
Why?
Because you say to yourself, listen, it's like, all right, I'm feeling myself, right? I'm going crazy. And I'm doing all these crazy things. Then I have a self-awareness moment and I say, wait a minute, I am not who I portrayed myself to be. I need to mature up and say, listen, you can't be this big egotistical guy. You have to say to yourself, relax and be like, no, I'm just like you and me. I'm not above you. No matter what I do, I'm not above you as a man, anything. I'm just like you.
I
think
agree
that's
with that.
important.
Let me put another example to this. Kanye West made a track, I Am a God.
And look where he at.
Right. So, Eminem, in the words of Lil Wayne, I don't think I'm better than you in any way, shape, or form or matter. However, in my craft, in rapping, I am better than you.
I don't think I'm better than anybody personally. I don't think I'm better than anybody spiritually. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm better than anybody in any way or form or fashion. But as far as this rap thing, I think I am better than everybody.
I will tell you that. It was very obvious that he was proclaiming that he is the rap god. He's not a god. He's not better than nobody. But as far as his rap business goes, I am better than you. And now he's going to tell us right here, I'm not a god. Don't look at me that way. That's.
But
bullshit.
he also speaks on the reaction that people got from Rap God.
Yeah.
So he does follow up on that and listen through the album, and he talks about the reaction he got from it, and him. That's what goes back to him finding spirit, and he's finding like he said, Kanye said that, and if he's a spiritual man, that's blasphemy.
Right.
You're speaking ill in the Lord's name. So like he's humbling himself, and that's the great thing I was saying before with the journey through this album. It shows you transition in his life constantly, even from Rap God, and that wasn't even that far ago. You know what I'm saying? So that could be just part of his spirituality. And the thing with Eminem, going back to Stan, people worship Eminem. People spiritually worship Eminem like false gods. You have people, he got tons of letters of people that he's saving from committing suicide. People are idolizing him. I'm not saying just as fans, they're idolizing his movements, and when he's going through stuff, they're going through stuff, and he's trying to say, don't look into me, look into what I look into the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So that could be, it's an in-depth album, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a lot.
It's a lot into it, but if you care.
We don't want a lot no more.
No.
I still disagree with that.
We binge watch.
What track is it? I heard, and he did the flow that everyone does, and that's what he does. He usually shows you like being a rap guy, he can do whatever's out. And there's on the track, he was switching up his flows like Nicki Minaj, and he actually does like the current flow now that like Triple X does. I was like, wow, he did pretty good at it, and it shows you like anybody can do this, but you can't do what I do.
Do you have a problem with him backstepping or the way he backstepped?
Backstepping.
Yes.
Okay, I thought you said stabbing.
Nah, backstepping, like, oh, okay, I said something, but let me, like, fall back. Let me retrace, let me reiterate.
I just want you to stand firm in what you say. I live my life by you should be a man of your word. You're going to tell me you're a rap god. I want to hear that. I'm not getting that here. So I'm actually getting...
It's part of growth, though.
Yeah.
You gotta call out your faults.
He kind of
You have
resents
to.
it. He kind of resents it on the album.
Facts.
He definitely kind of resents it in the bars I heard.
Yeah, like what Pierre saying, that's a part of growth. You gotta have self-awareness.
And I thought Rap God was forced.
I just think Rap God was dated. I think the flow is amazing. I think it was dated. He was like, that one line when he was talking about, was it throw some D's on her or something? It was just too dated.
I would love to hear on this album if there was an Eminem and Nas song, so I could skip it.
That beat has to be the worst beat you will ever hear.
The
worst beat.
If you get a Kodak track with me,
Oh yeah, Kodak would definitely step that out.
Kodak
and
watching
Cardi B.
Eminem. He's watching Eminem.
If he did Kodak and Cardi B on it, and Kodak starting off talking some shit, that was fire. Insane.
You think if you put people on the album, like people like that on the album, like, you'd be better?
I think so because M brings like Kodak's actually pretty lyrical, but like M brings it out of people. Like, you have to step it up. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Fresher, I appreciate the young man, but like M, I need features of like because it's like you're playing with Kobe. Like you gotta step it up. People like step up. Like Jay when Eminem's on it. I'm not gonna say Jay stepped up, but you gotta keep up with him.
Right.
Like why is there not a Kendrick Eminem song on this new album? There is.
Oh, nah.
Nah, this
No,
album.
on this album.
And I agree with that. I have a problem. There's no break.
I would
It's
love
just-
if there was a side high in Eminem on this.
This-
Like, there's other woke artists he could have worked with on this. That would have been great.
2 Chainz was even supposed to be featured on the track with Fresher. Fresher took 2 Chainz spot.
That would have been fire.
I just don't know. I just don't know
Give
what.
her
I
that
don't know the. There's something behind the scenes that the Fresher connection. Cause that was like left field. I don't know what politics are behind that. I don't know who Fresher's signed to. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So there's something. Cause Fresher came out of nowhere. Like it wasn't like he had a song that was like most of the people in the room didn't know what it was.
No,
I
that
had no
song
idea
did
who
not
Fresher
blow
was
up.
until-
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still don't know who he is.
Yeah.
If it's his Instagram, I think keeps him relevant.
Yes, I don't know what that behind that story is.
I think overall for this project, at least for me, it was too long. I don't mind long projects if it's good.
What long project have you listened to lately?
Big Crit, double, Forever is a Mighty Long Time, double album, track to track. I'm not skipping the track at all.
it's like 3 hours long.
I haven't heard the album yet. 'Cause
You sleep.
It's really
You
good.
sleep. The features I'm not a fan of just because it does. I'm not getting a break from Eminem. Sometimes I like to listen to an album and get a little break from that artist, but I feel like this is just way too much Eminem. And the features don't help because they're R&B features, and most of the time they're just on the hooks and that's it. Even with Fresher, a rapper, on the feature, he's only doing a hook. Beyonce, only doing a hook. So you're not getting a break from Eminem other than a trash hook or maybe a half-ass hook. There are a few songs that I do like, don't get me wrong, but overall, the production, in my opinion, was half-assed. The features, I'm not a fan of. The hooks are lazy. The sampling is lazy, and it's just way too much Eminem.
So let me get there again. 1 out of 10.
2.
1 album.
two.
I'm not going back to this album. I'm not going back.
So no replay value.
I'm deleting this as soon as we're done with this video.
Wow.
The M fan at all. I've never really liked M. He has a couple tracks, like a couple solo tracks here and there, but the message of the album, I felt like he conveyed, and it was understandable.
Right.
So it's there. So take it or leave it. It is what it is. For me, it's not something that I would replay, but out of respect, you gotta at least listen to what he's saying. So I give it like a 5 out of 10, because you gotta hear it and then from there pick and choose what you like.
I think it's like a 3.5.
Get it off your chest.
Thirsty Thursday. Hating, right?
Get
Jeez.
it off your chest, man.
Thursday,
I want it.
Thursday.
Why we got 3.5, man?
Right.
Nah, I'm gonna give it a 4 just because I respect him. I love Eminem. It's just not the album that I kind of wanted. I like the whole point that he wants to portray a message. It's just, if I want to hear that same message that he's trying to portray, there's plenty of other artists that came out in 2017 that did it better. that I would rather listen to. So that's why I gave him a 4. There's probably only like one track I would go back to, maybe 2. That's it.
You've been the quietest out of all of us.
No, that's always that way.
I deserve a lot. So I listened to, if Jeezy came out and Jeezy came out, I listened to both of those that day. I turned on M for like first 3 songs. I said, I can't do this. I'm an Eminem fan since day one.
Sorry.
I listened to it the whole way through twice today. Sitting there just doing work, I caught so many messages in this one album. I think I'm at a point now where I'm listening to music. There's points where, like Ed said, it's just not what I'm vibing with right now. Sometimes I'm in the gym, I want to listen. I might throw Uzi on, or Future. Everyone knows I'm huge on Future. But I think there's like certain times, pivotal points in your life where you need to hear those messages. For me, I'm gonna give him an 8 on this album.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just because the messages that I'm looking for that he actually gave me.
Yeah.
I had to listen to it, but sometimes you gotta sit down and listen to music. You can't just be all this pop shit and dancing and everything. It's got my language, but that's just what it is.
I'm definitely going for 8. Hold it down, Kobe. Yeah, it's just, the album's great, man. The album's great for the time. The message is great. Ditto to everything Pierre said. I think we need this as a culture. We need to get rid of our ego. So I'm going 8.
Yeah, I have no listen value for it, but if I had to refer it to someone, I would say no, it's a good album because like I feel like he didn't have to relay a message, and like of everyone, I'm tired of people relaying messages. I'm tired. I don't like kneeling. I can't stand none of that, especially music, and I feel like his fan base doesn't care to hear that. Because I'm gonna be real, I honestly believe 75 to 80% of people that listen to Eminem are white folks. I really don't believe many black folks listen to him. I could be wrong. I just don't believe so. So like that's not like something that demographic cares to hear for, and for him to make that statement, that's pretty powerful. And I feel like his listening to the lyrics, his are the most accurate. Like he does his research and really like his statements are really like have grounds to them. It's not just like I hate my president and not know why you hate the president. You know what I'm saying? And listening value, I don't think it has very many songs that should be on the radio. River's solid. Ed Sheeran songs on it would be great because there's Ed Sheeran on it. I really don't like that matchup. I feel like I heard Ed Sheeran and Future on the same song the other day, and Taylor Swift. I was like, let me put that together. Yeah. Oh, he's just wanted a hit. You know what I'm saying? So I give it like a 6 overall because I think for an Eminem fan, I think it should be appreciated, and I think it's a good conclusion to the trilogy. Overall, are 3 good albums, especially being late in a career. I'm not a fan of late albums. Like after 3 albums, I'm done.
Yeah, and I just wish to see more rappers and just a better selection of beats too. Yeah. Again, it's just beats that kill the album, in my opinion. If you like Eminem, you're a fan, you like the lyrics, and you're expecting good beats, don't listen to this album. As far as the beats go, if you want bangers, if you want Eminem to spit on bangers, don't listen to this album.
I'm one of those beats instrumental could be used for a freestyle.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen with a lot of stuff. They said 444 doesn't have bangers too.
That's a lie.
But that's what I'm saying. That's a subjective thing too. Cause that River track is a banger.
Okay. And that's why I have all of us here. We have a generation gap.
That's a fact.
And that's why I wanted you guys for this review because I knew it was going to be special.
Don't make it seem like you add the old head. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Trying to do? You're trying to put us in that position. Say the OGs came through and blessed the table. You know what I'm saying? We should have brought the 40s out. That's what they saying.
Alright, y'all. Eminem Revival. Listen to it. Share your thoughts in the comment sections below. Let us know what you thought of the album. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to Thirsty Thursday. Also, please don't forget to visit the Jackie Boys channel as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to their podcast and their YouTube channel as well.
Jackie Got Us Podcast 2 is coming out, season 2. Shout out, season 1 is out there right now. Shout out to Rec, you know what I mean, the barbershop on Union. Shout out to Pierre. You know we're doing Jackie things this year. 17 was amazing. I love what Thirsty Thursday is doing, but we got a lot in the works, all of us. So please stay tuned. Jackie Got Us Podcast. Subscribe, like, all that great stuff.
Thirsty Thursdays, Jackie Got Us Podcast. Again, thank you guys for coming up. I really appreciate you guys so much. You guys are doing wonderful
Make sure
things.
you have us back so we're not talking on something like Eminem, because I got to destroy Ant on his perspective on a lot of stuff.
We can do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just let me know whenever you're interested. We can definitely get it going. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in. Stay hydrated.